Welcome to the Fleet Geeks podcast. We're here to help develop fleet and transport professionals. Do you want to progress and develop your skills and knowledge? We promise to bring lively conversation and debate around interesting issues and keep you bang up to date with changes in our awesome industry. The Fleet Geeks are a community of professionals, and if you enjoy the podcast, why not join the discussion for free in the Fleet Geek community over on Facebook.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Fleet Geeks podcast. I'm joined again by Barry Devereaux, and today we're going to talk about how to smash your DVSA visit to make sure that you are absolutely on point when the DVSA turn up to do either a TEVR or an MIVR. What is the difference, Baz, between those two?
Good morning, Pete. So I've been, I'll say, lucky to be involved with both process, but maybe lucky is not the correct turn of phrase there, because you kind of want to be avoiding this stuff as best as you can. But involving both processes from a kind of supporting an operator viewpoint. Just one of the most important things is be prepared, have your documents in place, have everything, your ducks lined up in a row. Be humble, be polite, be respectful. Don't try to hide it. Whatever you do, they know a lot before they turn up on your doorstep, or before they're asking for information. So the important thing is to be honest. There's no point kind of covering over the deficiencies or gaps at this point. So you can just be honest and just kind of hold your hands up and say, look, we've providing the information you've wanted. We've recognised there's a number of gaps. However, we have already put this in place prior to the submission of this data, and we want to be as compliant as possible. But here we are, we're being open book, and come and have a chat.
Thanks, Baz. Is it always the case that the DVSA will give notice of a TEVR or an MIVR, or does sometimes they just turn up?
They can just turn up.
Yeah.
They can just knock on your front door and say, hello, I'd like to do an impromptu maintenance visit. I'd like to have a look at your systems. You can say no. Never a good sign. They've got to technically give at least 48 hours notice. But if they knock on the door and you say no, go away, it's quite a bad kind of approach.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because I think around COVID time there was a move to like the desk-based assessments, wasn't there? When the examiners were less able to go out and see operators, so they moved towards these desk-based assessments, which were, I suppose, a bit of a mixture of what's known as the TEVR and the MIVR currently, and that was kind of. That I quite like the desk-based assessment process because you get a bit of time to do it, and then you also get a bit of time if you pick stuff up that isn't quite right. You can actually add some comments to say we realise this isn't quite right, and this is some of the action that we're taking. So
going back to your question, so an MIVR, a maintenance investigation, will only look at the compliance of the vehicles. It will look around your walk around checks, your systems for checking wheel security, talk tags, following on from the previous episode, inspections, brake tests, making sure there's an adequate defect reporting and recording system, but making sure brake tests are carried out before the inspection, making sure your safety inspections are there, and making sure you've got your standard 15 months worth of compliance records. A TEVR is a traffic examiner, so he'll only look at driver's hours. He'll look at tacho calibration records. He'll look at missing mileage, infringement levels, and he'll look at a specified time. So.
Driver management and that kind of stuff, And sometimes you might get the joy of both coming at the same time, which has been known. That has been known. Yeah. I've not seen that. I've not seen that for a little while. It's usually one or t'other.
Hi, it's Pete from Flagship Partners. Let me ask you something. How confident are you that the right version of your policies, procedures, and any compliance documents are actually being used right now? Because if your answer is fairly confident, that's not confidence, it's hope. At Flagship, our digital services, we help fleet operators move from folders, chaos, and crossed fingers to clarity, control, and confidence. Our platform, Optifile, is built specifically for fleets like yours. One source of truth, full version control, and clear accountability, and a simple way to prove your people have seen, understood, and signed the right documents every single time. No more, which version is this? No more, I think that's updated. And no more sleepless nights before an audit. If you're serious about running a safer, greener, greater fleet, it starts with getting your foundations right. Head to Flagship Partners and discover how, through our digital services like Optifile, we can tidy up the mess, reduce risk, and give you your time back. Because compliance shouldn't be a dark art, it should be crystal clear.
And often these can be triggered by roadside stops. So, for example, if you get a roadside stop and there's maybe excess infringements, then it will get escalated that direction. Or if you get a roadside stop and there's tyre or wheel nut defects or whatever vehicle defects, it might go the other way.
I always call it, when I'm speaking to operators, the snowball effect. It only takes one event for it to just roll down the hill and get bigger and bigger and bigger. The operator I supported recently through reached a TEVR. It started with a driver running out of fuel on the motorway. That's never a good thing anyway, because there's warnings in the cab to tell him in advance. But so the roads policing unit stopped him. They pulled his cards. He'd been driving 10.5 hours that day. It just dot. So he asked actually for information to be sent over in advance of the TVR, so 6 months worth of raw tacho data, infringement levels, driver timesheets, missing mileage, tacho calibration certificates, loads and loads of information, to which we did. So you're given a deadline to send that across. Never miss the deadlines. If you miss the deadlines,
bad news as well.
Send everything over in a timely manner. Or if you are really struggling, just reach out to them. They are human beings. They understand the challenges that operators come across, but just make sure you are communicating. Don't bury your head in the sand.
Nice. Okay, so good tips there, Baz. And then when they are on site, we need to be respectful, friendly. Tea and biscuits.
Always M&S biscuits.
M&S
always
biscuits.
A good thing. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Like M&S biscuits.
No cheap biscuits.
No.
Get nice biscuits. Yeah. Good tips. Okay, cool. And okay, and apart from that, on the day, what's the, I think it's in one of the things I'd sort of pick up on, which sounds like basics, but I think it's very preferable. It shows a level of respect if directors and transport managers that make sure they're available.
Yeah, absolutely. Making sure your compliance records are fully available as well. Mm-hmm. There's nothing worse than scrabbling around on the day when they ask a question and you can't provide the information. But it's not a good sign, because you are, as a transport manager, supposed to be exercising the continuous and effective management of the O licence. Those key 4 words, as always. So just make sure you've got everything available and lined up, ready for them to go. And then, they're, as I said, they're human beings. They will also give you advice if there's something missing. They'll give you advice on how to fill those gaps. They're really quite decent people, as long as you're engaging with them appropriately.
Excellent, Baz. Excellent. Good. Is there anything else? Anything else people need to know?
No. So on the back of your reports, whether it's a TEVR or an MIVR, you'll get a TEVR you'll get on the day because it's scored on the day. You want 0 points. That's totally satisfactory. It's very unusual that'll happen, because there'll always be something they'll find. But if you can get between 0 to 1 and 5, that's mostly satisfactory, and you'll sign it off. That'll be the day. You'll send the reports through a couple of weeks later, and you'll generally get that's okay. You won't ask for anything else. Maintenance investigation, you have to do a further write-up, and you'll get your report 2 or 3 weeks later, and that breaks it down into your red, amber, green, and then you have to respond to that, because it'll recommend whether there's further action needed, or whether in certain circumstances reporting to the traffic commissioner. So just make sure, again, you get a deadline to submit more information about what you're doing, and it's always recognising what you're doing and then showing him how you are going to be filling those gaps and moving forward and staying fully compliant. Again, you'll have a deadline, never miss it.
Yeah, fantastic. Baz, great advice. So if you're facing a DVSA visit and you need support, please do give us a call at Flagship. We are here to help support you. Baz, thank you for joining me on the podcast.
Welcome.
Really appreciate it. Thanks for listening, guys. See you soon. Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please share with your friends and colleagues too. Join us for free on Facebook with the Fleet Geeks community for transport and fleet managers. Fleet Geeks offers ongoing professional development, networking and mentoring too. So get in touch with me, Pete Rushmer, on any social media platform to find out more.